Hello everyone, Andrew at Fixology, and today we have a more mainstream item. We have an iPhone XS Max, and this one has a broken front screen. It's got some cracks and some LCD damage, so finally be able to show off my sweet screen replacement skills. So this one probably won't go nearly as long as the other ones. So we'll just get right into it. As I always do, I did have it on the hot plate for about 5-10 minutes just to get everything nice and warm to work on. And so we're going to start with the basics. We're going to take out the Pentalobe screws. These are going to be on every iPhone that they've made. I think even as far back as the iPhone 4. Or although I don't know if they're Pentalobe, but they were definitely a screw at the bottom somewhere. And then we are going to start in the corner at the bottom. Get a lift up. Get a pick in there. And then I'm going to slowly just make my way all there on the barrier. Not too far in. Just to get it loose. Because I don't want to run the risk of hitting any of the flexes. Which, it isn't the end of the world if you cut one of the ones that are in the middle or something like this, because these ones that are along the middle here are just the screen and the digitizer, the LCDs. But the one that's at the top of this section, that's part of the Face ID. You do not want to ruin that. Alright, and this one, the top came off already, so I didn't do it my normal way. And the X's do open up to the right-hand side. And there we go. This customer I have repaired this device before, so that's why the adhesives seem to come off pretty easy. I mean, even with, if it is brand new adhesive, it's still fairly simple to take care of, and it would have come off just as easily. Alright, next thing we do, once we have the device open, anything we're going to work on, we need to disconnect the power. So I'm going to take the battery shield off. Or this flex shield at least, maybe not specifically the battery because there's other flexes there. And this is the tri-point. I don't know if it has a specific number tri-point. 0.6 tri-point? I don't know, I just called it the tri-point. Take you off, put you up there. And then I'm just going to disconnect it by flipping it from the bottom here. And I just realized, sorry, in my tired state, I just realized that wasn't the battery connector, that was part of the screen. Well, I turned off the device beforehand anyway, so it's not horrible. But hopefully future me will remember, oh, the battery connector is underneath this big guy here. And then I am still taking them out and putting them in the positions I take them out, so it's easy for me to remember. But everybody has their own different way of taking apart their devices. As long as it works for you, that's what's important. So you know you don't lose anything. Alright, now we will remove the battery, which is going to be this second one right here. So just gotta get my spudger in there. This is a worn out spudger though, so I think I might need to switch soon. This one's not getting in as far as it used to. I think I got an extra one lying around here. And also this spudger at least has a pick end. This one is just flat on both ends, but it's got an angled edge, which is kind of nice, but this one's got the normal point and then the flat end. Alright, battery disconnected, so disconnect everything else. This is the other connector. And then this is the most important one, this one at the top, the Face ID. Or part of the Face ID, so it just goes onto this ribbon cable that connects to the speaker up here. Which should be this second guy from the top. Pop. And right there in the corner, and it is off. So the screen is disconnected. Put this guy to the side, because you don't need anything about him. And now we will remove one of the most important parts of the device, which is connected to the speaker, well, at least the ear speaker, not the loudspeaker. Take you guys all off, and there's a small guy right in this corner here. He's kind of itty bitty, so you got to be careful. And then flip this back. And since I had already replaced it, there's normally adhesive that holds this whole component and these whole components in place. So what I would do normally is once this is off, I would put it back onto the plate for a couple minutes to get it nice and warm again. And then what I would do is I would take a spudger, work my way underneath, pop off the microphone first, and then I would go to the right-hand side here and pop it off, and then I would use a small tweezers to pull the sensor here on the top, the prox sensor. At least I think that's part of the prox sensor. One of them is a light sensor, one of them is a prox sensor, and then there's a microphone. But this thing, if this doesn't work, or if you damage these cameras here, if any one of those components get damaged, then the Face ID will no longer work. You can replace them, and the device will be fine, but the Face ID will just be bumpkus. All right, so that's the screen taken off. Get the new screen out. And these are aftermarket screens. That's just, unfortunately, because nobody has access to Apple parts unless you buy for their newer devices. They have like that self-repair kit, which if you don't know what you're doing, I would not recommend getting them. It may seem alluring to get that lot cheaper price, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to cause a lot more damage for yourself and more cost when you end up breaking whatever you ended up trying to fix. So if you're worried, contact me, contact somebody else, professional people who do this for, people who actually repair devices. I've mentioned U-Break, Assurion, Batteries Plus, CPR, those kind of guys, at least in my area. I don't know wherever you are from, if there might be something else. Or somebody who's just really techie and geeky like myself. But if you don't have the experience, please be careful, or just overall don't do it. Anywho, so got a little cover off. Then all I'm going to do is just reverse everything I've done. Everything will slot into place. This guy on the right, though, this sensor normally gets caught on the top, so I'll just have to give it a little bit of love and pop it down. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, well, that's weird. Okay, well. The whole little bracket popped up with it. That's weird. Alright, well, I'll just do it this way then. Actually, this hole looks like this square might be a little too small. It is. Okay, well. So I'm just going to do... there we go. That is not the right way to do it, but it's what I had to do. So I would advise you not to do it my way that you just saw. Alright, but once they're in there nice and flush, all you gotta do is pull this guy back on top. And on some of the phones, you'll see there's an extra little tab here. It's got like a small little bracket. It's kind of like a like an angle, like a here. Kind of looks almost like a T shape from the top, but if you look at it from the side, it goes. Man, I'm bad at this kind of stuff. It's angled like this, and then this part up here is pretty long, and then you would just stick the flat end into the little bracket that's on there. If it has that. I don't think they have them on the 12s. The 11s, I believe they're still there. The 10s, most of them are, but I think the XS is one of those rare exceptions where it doesn't. Okay, so we're going to continue on. So now we're going to put the screws all back into place. And again, all of these ones inside here are pretty much just tries, at least for this kind of repair. Line it up. Nice and pretty. Whoa. And this guy up here. Which with the screw and the pressure from the front cameras, the adhesive that's supposed to hold this bracket on that is non-existent shouldn't be an issue. There should be no movement at all. Come on. There you go. Perfect. So I'm going to remove the protective cover now. Bring you back over here, and we are going to connect everything. I like going from the top down, so I like doing the Face ID first, just because I just feel better if I have that secure down instead of everything else first. Some people might do it from the other way around, which, again, it's just everybody's preference. I do the way I like. Everybody can do everything they like. You do you. Alright, and then we're going to turn it on, because it's Frankenstein. Look at that. We got a nice screen on here. The before of it, the whole top half was just broken LCD and there were cracks all. I mean, you can obviously see the cracks on this one, and the whole top part was just all damaged from LCD. There we go. Nice and pretty. So now I'm just going to put the shields back on. And then, as a little added bonus, is this customer requested a screen protector. So I am going to put a screen protector on for them. And this is one of the ones without the guide on it, like some brands come with. I think maybe the Zag ones do, and Snap-on. I think they come with a guide, like a little plastic mold. This is the old school way, which if anybody who's done repairs for longer than like 10 years or so, they used to just come in little plastic wrap pieces, and you'd have to do your own kind of cleaning and maintaining, make sure nothing, not cleaning and maintaining, but your own preventive measures to make sure you don't get as much dust underneath as possible. Because unfortunately, not a lot of people have like a clean room or anything like that, which when these factory ones are made, when they come with it, they're like that. So we just do our best, and most of the time is pretty good at it. Occasionally you get a couple with the bubbles in it, but as long as they're not major ones and they're along the edge, they'll normally dissipate after about a day or two. Alright, so shield is back on. Second shield. And I'm a little off, so I'm just going to tug it a little bit over. And I'm only doing these about finger tight. So once I start feeling a little resistance, pretty much stop. Because I don't want to risk the chance of boring out a motherboard screw, or damaging something underneath it, or worse, stripping a screw. Because then you have a lot of problems in the future if you have to do a second repair. Alright, and as most iPhones, we will clip from the top. Work our way down. Whoops. I'm sorry, make sure the top's lined up first. Whoop, screenshotted. But I'll clip myself all the way down. Boop, 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 boop. Nice and tight. And then the final thing will be the pentalobes. Whoops, sorry about that. Just go right into brackets that are on the screen themselves. Ow! Yeah, they actually screw right into... They screw into right here. Yeah, these little guys. That's where they screw, or they don't screw into. They screw into the frame, but they poke out and they hold this, so that holds pretty much the entire bottom on. Alright. And now we get to do a fun thing. I enjoy doing the screen protectors because I feel like I'm pretty good at them. So this is just one I had lying around. Not one of my normal stock, but it was just an extra one that came with a kit, so I told her I'd just throw it on for her. There's a screen protector. And then if you're apt at this, you can do this all in one simple way of removing the screen protector, the covering for the screen, the little plastic cover, and the screen protectant for this. Remove that real quick, and then slam it down so you don't get little. If you're not that fast, take this off. You can always clean it off beforehand. Either use alcohol and like a microfiber cloth, use that combination, and then an air can, which I don't know where I put my air. Yeah, well, or an air canister to then blow off the excess. But I'm gonna do it the way that I normally do. So take this off. And I do it from the bottom, that way it reduces the chance of anything coming onto it. And then it's just a good amount of eyeballing to get it just right. And if you're good, it'll do that right for you, where it will just work its way down. And then I got a little tool here. I actually got this out of an invisible shield kit, which is really nice. And I'm going to just work it down. And of course we have one piece in here, which is super annoying, but I do have a little trick for that. For that though, that's something I didn't anticipate. I need some tape. Tape. I mean, I think Scotch tape works the best for this, but I'll work with what I got. All right. Really hard to see, but I got one little point right in there. So I'm going to briefly pick this up. With something with a sharp point. Yeah, this is awkward. I don't know how I'm going to show this. And I'm going to take the tape. Go and get it underneath what I need to, push down, and then drop it all back down, and it should. There we go. It's a couple more, but that's just from the blemishes from that mark. It's just a blemish from the that piece that was in there actually damaged the glue that was underneath. Then I'll take this, run it along the edges, and that is a pretty good install. Clean with the microfiber. Like I said, it's super hard to get every piece out. I know people will always claim like, oh, I can do it every time. I can always get it clean. I can always do that. You can't. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to yourself. None of us have clean rooms. Or at least most of us don't. I'm sure somebody out there does because he's a maniac, but... And then the back glass is damaged too, which... I might talk them into actually getting that done as well, but they don't seem like they want to trade it in anytime soon, so I'll just hold off on that. But just give it a good clean, because I always send my devices back with a nice little clean to them. Microfiber and some cleaner, alcohol, or the a multi-purpose cleaner like that. And there you are. Brand new from this pretty broken piece to... brand new with the screen protector. Pretty even across it as well, not covering anything. So hope you guys enjoyed and have a great day. Bye.